What if I told you, if you switch things around a little bit, you could potentially get in 3 times the amount of clients that you're used to having in your chair? What if I told you this would result in you making a lot more money? What if I told you we had a tool that you could use for that client who rolls up to her 2 o'clock appointment at 2:05 with a fresh Starbucks in her hand, not one for you, and still expects to have the exact same color service as before? I need something that can catch me up if I'm running late, or I need something that can catch me up if my client is running late. Today, I want to talk to you about our beautiful Express brand called IGORA COLOR10. So let's start off with, first, what is it? IGORA COLOR10 is a permanent hair color. With that being said, I can do with IGORA COLOR10 all the things that I would normally be able to do with a permanent color. Whether that's color blocking, low lighting, shadow rooting, gray coverage, lifting, tone on tone, pretty much anything you would normally do with a permanent hair color, you can also do with IGORA COLOR10. A normal permanent hair color formulation might look like a 30 to 45 minute development time. IGORA COLOR10 has it in the name. We recommend that IGORA COLOR10 develops on the hair for 10, maybe 15 minutes, but for the most part, up to 10 minutes. Think about what I just told you. Permanent hair color in 10 minutes, or permanent hair color in 30 to 45 minutes. Now we're going to break down exactly when the appropriate situation is for either color, because IGORA COLOR10 will never replace your standard permanent hair color, but it can be a beautiful speed service or complement to what you're using every day behind the chair now. Let's talk about who COLOR10 is good for and maybe who COLOR10 is not great for. Who is the ideal IGORA COLOR10 client? Well, I'm telling you that we have a permanent hair color that develops in 10 minutes. Doesn't mean that you have 45 minutes to get it on. We recommend that you take about 10 minutes to apply the color. You let it sit for that 10 minutes, and then you rinse, shampoo, and proceed about your day. It is that simple. So it could be for the client who's running late and just wants a simple retouch. It could be great for a client that has just booked maybe a blowout for the weekend, and they have like a little area of regrowth that they want to quickly cover, but they didn't make time for a color service and you happen to have a few minutes on hand. You could do a partial retouch around the hairline and the part in a fraction of the time and still get them in and out with that blow dry in a much faster time service. Who else is this color good for? Clients who are constantly coming in and would rather leave with wet hair than have it blown out because they're in such a hurry. Who maybe is not the best candidate for an IGORA COLOR10 service? It would be a client who has tons and tons of dense hair and it takes you longer than 10 minutes to get through that hair to apply that color. COLOR10 may be not the best fit for that client. Maybe I'm a brand new colorist and I do need to take my time and section the hair and really make sure that I'm working on saturation. IGORA COLOR10 is a speed permanent color. It's really ideal for quick color retouches and quick other color services. Just like an infomercial, I'm telling you something that might seem too good to be true. So let's break down what the technology is in IGORA COLOR10 that makes it perform the way that it does and makes it work differently than a regular permanent hair color. The technology in IGORA COLOR10 is an amino acid carrier delivery system. I'm going to break that down for you. In every tube of IGORA COLOR10, we have pigments. There are a little bit more pigments in an IGORA COLOR10 tube, and I'll explain why. Let's break down the differences. We've got more pigments in the color tube. We've that established. In each tube, we have amino acids, specifically arginine and glycine. Fun fact, glycine is one of the smallest known amino acids known to man. It's roughly 1/5000th the size of a strand of hair. So glycine and arginine are 2 amino acids that we've specifically formulated IGORA COLOR10 with because of their love or affinity with hair color pigments. So now think about this. We have those 2 amino acids in every tube of IGORA COLOR10. Those amino acids are connected with the pigments that are in the tube. So let's take that and set it aside and have a small conversation about amino acids. They are the building blocks of protein. And there are many different amino acids in the world, but they are what make up proteins. So imagine you have this all these different Legos, and they're put together to create a bigger thing. Well, what we did was we took apart that Lego structure and chose the two best amino acids that had an affinity to the hair color pigments. Now, amino acids by their nature want to rebuild, reheal, regenerate, and restore. That's just what they do. They are the fundamentals of protein, which also helps strengthen the hair. The difference, proteins are too big to penetrate inside of the hair. So we chose two of those amino acids that help to make up proteins, the ones that we thought would do the best regeneration, refreshing, restoring of the inside of the hair, but that also will drag the pigment into the hair strand faster. So with that being said, amino acids can be found in hair care, skin care. You even find amino acids in like post-workout protein shakes. Why? Because amino acids go into whatever it is, skin, hair, or muscle tissue. And when you're working out, you tear the muscles, and amino acids go in to repair them. So in the case of IGORA Color10, the two chosen amino acids that we picked go in and do the same thing. They help to restructure, reheal, and repair the inside of the hair. So that's the amino acid conversation. Let's bring back the fact that we have extra pigments in IGORA Color10 that are attached with amino acids. Here's what happens. You mix IGORA Color10 with our IGORA Royal Oil Developers. There's no special developer. You don't mix these with a special jet fuel to make them work super fast. There's not crazy peroxide or anything like that. You use the regular IGORA Royal Oil Developers 10, 20, 30, or 40 volume, depending on whatever Color10 shade is that you've chosen. It is across the board mixed 1-to-1. So I mix my IGORA Color10 and my developer into a bowl. I stir it up. And now at this point, I've got 10 minutes to apply my retouch, my low light, whatever color service that it is that you're looking to do with your Color10. You've got about 10 minutes to apply. And then we recommend 10 minutes development time. And then if everything looks great, you can go ahead, rinse and shampoo that client, and you are ready to go for their blow dry, haircut, or whatever it is that comes next. Now, IGORA Color10 is a permanent color. We've established that. You can do with it pretty much anything you could do with a regular permanent hair color, like gray coverage. Would everybody watching this video right now agree? Give us a like in the comment box. Do you have clients that are coming to you every 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 weeks for color retouches? We love these clients. They pay our mortgage. We have to have them. Some clients, though, like to come into the salon and spend that time. Maybe they're looking to get away from work or home, and they want to spend time in the salon having a coffee, reading the magazines, getting the blowout. There are other clients who come in after work, they have kids, families, obligations, they want to get in, they want to get out. They love the salon, they love you. The amount of time that they have to spend in the salon maintaining their look could become annoying to certain people. So imagine this, I'm normally using a regular permanent hair color for this client, and she's the stressed one that's always looking at the watch, or I'll skip the blow dry, I just gotta go. What if you told that client, I can give you the same retouch service in 10 minutes instead of 40 minutes? Time is worth money to a lot of people. Time is sometimes more important than money given somebody's schedule or their lifestyle. So IGORA Color10 could really serve a great purpose to get people in and out of the salon faster and keep them as clients because you're offering a service that the salons down the road are not. If you added to your service menu at your salon an option for an express color service, and it was slightly elevated in price, but to the people where time was very important, it mattered to, do you think they would pay an extra 10% or an extra $5 or $10? I think they would. Think about this. If you had an outfit that you really wanted to wear on Saturday night and it's Friday, and you took it to the dry cleaner and you really wanted to wear it that next day, and they said, well, we could do it faster, but it's gonna cost more. If you really wanna wear that outfit, you're gonna pay for it. Or let's say you have your favorite coffee place and they've now done a drive-through, which means you can get in and out a little bit faster. If they charged, I don't know, an extra 75 cents at that drive-thru, but you could do your morning coffee transaction faster, would you pay for it? I would. So IGORA COLOR10 is a great permanent hair color service for the niche clients that it fits, retouches, we've covered all of that. Elevate the price of IGORA COLOR10. This will never replace your regular permanent hair color, nor should it. This is a separate service. It's an elevated service. It's an express service. And where time is very important to clients, this is going to speak volumes to them, not only in making their lives easier, but for you as the stylist who's able to offer something like this to them, like we said before, that none of the other salons on that street are. So what are some of the services that you can do with IGORA COLOR10? Basically, we've covered that you can do anything that you would normally do with a permanent hair color. It's called IGORA COLOR10 because for the most part, it can be done in 10 minutes. However, on the occasion that you do have that client who has a little bit more resistant gray or white hair, we have a couple things to keep in mind. Like in our other color series, we have a natural series. So this would be a level 9 natural. But if you have a client who has resistant gray or white hair, we have a natural extra series. So this is, again, more pigment and slightly higher alkaline to kind of deal with that coarser, bumpier, more resistant gray or white hair structure. So in the instance where you have a customer or a client or a guest who comes in and has that resistant coarse gray hair, we recommend that you can leave IGORA COLOR10 up to 15 minutes for that extra deposit on clients where I kind of need a little bit more pigment deposit. So here's what that looks like. We don't recommend heat with anything in the Schwarzkopf Professional portfolio, except maybe here in IGORA COLOR10. I have a client who has normal, textured, fine, medium, gray, white hair. I can do my IGORA COLOR10 formula, leave it on 10 minutes, rinse, shampoo, I'm good to go. Now my next client that comes in is a little bit resistant. I mix up the appropriate formula, whether it's a -0 or a -00 if needed, and I know for a fact for this client I'm going to have to go from 10 to 15 minutes. I can do just that as a starting off point. All right, she didn't quite cover last time. I'm going to add the extra 5 minutes, and that should give me the coverage I need. Most of the time, it will. But in the odd chance you've got that client who just has steel wool for hair, and I really want to make IGORA COLOR10 work, what we recommend is going from 10 to 15 minutes, and if needed, and only if needed, I need to add heat to the service to kind of make IGORA COLOR10 work harder. You don't want to do a hooded dryer over their head. You just want to create maybe like a warm environment around them. You would use heat for the first 5 minutes, and then let that client rest and sit for the rest of the development time, the next 10 minutes at room temperature, still for a total of 15. So if you decide to use heat, use it in the very beginning part, and then let that client's hair and environment come to room temperature for the last 10 minutes so that the cuticle has a chance to calm down and start reclosing, so that when you take the client back to the backwash, you shampoo, condition, and they are ready for their haircut or their blowout. All right, so we've covered who IGORA COLOR10 is great for, how you can use it in salon to elevate your services that you offer to customers. People who are very time-oriented are really going to appreciate what you have to offer. Here's the best part. Whether you belong to a commission salon or you're in your own suite by yourself, IGORA COLOR10 is a compact assortment. Look on the screen here to see what we've got to offer. As you can see on the screen, we've got basically anything that you could need to cover gray or slightly mix for tonal variations. The beautiful thing about IGORA COLOR10 is that you use the IGORA Royal Oil developers. So if you're already carrying an IGORA line that uses these, like TBH or IGORA Royal, there's no need to purchase a new developer. The other nice thing about the IGORA COLOR10 is it's IGORA. So anything in the Schwarzkopf Professional entire portfolio of color that is IGORA or TBH will follow our numbering system. So our numbering system in IGORA is quite simple. The number that comes before the dash is the level, or the lightness or darkness of whatever's in that tube. The numbers that come after the dash are the tone direction. The first number that comes after the dash is the primary tone direction. It is what that tube is. The second number that comes after the dash is the secondary tone direction. It plays a part in the bigger picture of what the end result will look like. So if you look on the screen here, we have a chart that explains what our numbering system is. On the left side of the chart, you can see the levels, all the way from black to ultralight blonde. On the right side of the chart is where we show our tone directions. Everything from -0 all the way up to -9. Let's walk through those really quick. Our -0 in the IGORA numbering system represents natural. Our -1 is called cendre and is a blue-violet tone direction. -2 is called ash and is a blue tone direction. -3, we call it matte, but is a green tone direction. -4 is called beige, but is a cool beige. It's like an icy beige. It's the combination of both warm and cool in one tube. -5 is gold, which is gold. -6 is chocolate, and our chocolate is a brown base that has more of an orange gold tone reflection to make it more of that milky hot chocolate. -7 is copper, which is more of an orange tone direction. Our -8 red is a straight up red. It's not a hollow red, it's not a pink red, it's not a cool red, it is straight up red. And then lastly is our -9. It is violet, or AKA purple. So now that you've seen the numbering system in action and you've seen how it works on the tubes, it is quite easy to figure out what we're working with. If you want further or more in-depth information on our numbering system, check out some of our other YouTube videos that we have on the Schwarzkopf Professional USA YouTube channel. We've got them under Vibrance, we've got them in the breakdown. Check them out. So we're hoping that you enjoyed the content and the information that we shared with you today. When we first launched IGORA Color10, it was almost too good to be true for a lot of people, and then once they started adopting it and really getting comfortable with IGORA Color10, they figured out where it could work in their schedules, either catching themselves up or catering to that client that loves you but really doesn't want to spend all that time in the salon. It can be a really great elevated service for not just the salon to differentiate themselves from other salons on the street, but a great way for you to offer a slightly higher elevated ticket price, but ultimately something that will convenience a client that will be worth paying for on their part. So I hope you enjoy Color10. We hope that it changes your world and that you enjoy it every day. Have a great day, and for more advanced education, check out our other Schwarzkopf Professional YouTube educational videos.